Yeah.
You would have to translate that somehow from whatever the native language is back into the English representation to program it.
Yeah.
Suan, I just sent, I put a link up for my Scratch and Arduino program, and that has blocks that are translated into Korean.
Okay. Okay, I see the GitHub. Yeah, and Japanese block trans. Okay.
So those were I believe the Korean is there. Is that true?
Yes, Korean. Yes, yes, I got it.
So,
yeah.
So what you would do is you would, for Scratch, you would just change the language to Korean, and then you would select the Scratch blocks to be in Korean.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
The documentation, unfortunately, is English. I haven't put anything up on the web. What I've been doing lately is I've been for the newer products, I put it up on the web, and then those can be fairly easily translated using the web tools. Maybe I can do this thing also.
Okay, many Korean people use this your works, your Arduino S2A file. Yeah, so right.
You can see the name of your Korean friends, colleagues that are using it, or not? Oh, you discovering.
many people are using your blogs and your work.
Oh, great.
Now you can do it too.
Wow.
I mean, if you're looking to do any custom interfaces Scratch on your own, I mean, I can help advise you with that. And there are two versions. One is the one that works with the offline Scratch, which is what I normally do, and that's they use an HTTP interface. There's another one that's online called Scratch X, but that's it's difficult to use. It's JavaScript, which isn't that difficult, but it has to be approved for publication by the Scratch team, and they just never get back to anybody. So,
wow, I don't know. It is your works. Wow, amazing works. I don't know. I don't know this work.
Wow. I think he's happy with this.
Wow. Wow, amazing works. Yes. Many Korean people use your blogs, and yes, with Arduino, yes. Oh, amazing works. Hey, I know this works. Yeah, today. Yes. Wow. Thank you, Alan. Yeah. Wow. I don't know earlier your work, but I know today it is your work. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I've seen some efforts in China trying to translate the microbit with a larger what do you call them, LED. So I posted that one. I've seen. It's called Sinobit. It's some kind of clone. I don't know if it's working, but you could have Chinese characters. I don't know if the South Korean characters are similar, or no, maybe not. I haven't tried it.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Beatrice.
Hi, Beatrice.
Yes, I'm in my new house. I just moved. I I show you what they are doing, my children. They are just, we are just received. Sorry for my.
Hi, Beatrice. Beatrice is Italian, and now she's living with a family in Sweden. Almost, it's Anders' neighbors, for coincidence.
No, not neighbors. I think it's
almost.
about 500 kilometers. So it's not really neighbor. No, not 500. 50. No, 500, I think. So not neighbors, but
the two extremes of Sweden.
Yes.
Okay.
So
let's, Beatrice, we're talking about, we put in contact South Korea and New York. We're talking about the amazing work Alan's do to an important person in South Korea. Certainly it's going to be very important for the next steps he's going to take, because he's in charge of doing this implementation, this changes, development, everything like this. And for what he's getting, I think it's very important and very useful. So I'm happy that you both show up here today. Yes, thank you. That was what we're talking about, Beatrice. And now Anders was talking about something about microbit. You are now involved in this board, isn't it? You are trying,
No, I haven't tried this one. I've just seen it. Someone made it, and they're selling it. I think it's very cheap.
They're selling it outside of China?
I don't know. I haven't tried. I could see if it. You could shop in US dollars, so maybe. And I think there were GitHub as well for this one, Cinobit.
Okay. And there's, but you have not this special feature you mentioned, but you have been working with microbit. You have been making some tries that you talked to us.
Yes.
Alan wasn't with us, so you could tell something. What was your impressions about it?
Yes, where should I put it? It's only a small project in the class for I think there are 15, 16-year-old kids, and we just used the make code block programming. There we are trying to do something with automation or steering systems. And they have a little project. They could do almost everything within borders, of course. But today, the last day today, they were documenting. And then there were a girl. She just showed me. She had programmed herself back home in JavaScript. So I was a little bit... I thought that was really nice, and I asked her how did you do that, and she had a brother who was a programmer, with JavaScript, so he knew JavaScript. So I have done this at home together, and that's the nice thing with if someone gets involved, they could do anything, I think. So that's just a small project. I just wanted to do something more with the microbits, but it's so limited time. It's not so funny, I think. Next week, no, the week after, I'm going to have a workshop with the teachers and with the microbit. And I think my project is going to be something like this one. Oh, he probably lost his eye. And there's inside there's a servo motor, so he could actually and there should be 2 LEDs in those eyes. So maybe if there's time, we could do like this. I must admit, I like to do things like this. It should be easy. It should be you could do it within a couple of hours. So maybe, I don't know. I tell you then.
That's great. I don't know who told me about something like this, just something that came to my mind now. They made a little character that was a coin eater. Have you seen? And it was with Arduino board controlled. I don't know, you know how to do that. And when it opened the mouth, and when you put the coin inside, the child put this coin inside, it make contact in something inside, and then they move it and the coin goes down, and so it comes back. I thought this idea, so I didn't see, but I thought this idea so great to do with kids. It's easy for you, I think, to do with the kids.
No, it's more complicated if you have a sensor to sense the coin, and then it shuffle its back, or so I don't know.
I didn't think it was a sensor. I think that it was you close contact. You know, you make the contact in 2 parts. When you put the metal there, it works.
Okay.
I think it works like that. I'm not sure. So I think it's not difficult to do it. Yes. But what are you using to make this robots? Are you using Scratch? Are you using something like that?
For this one?
Controlling, yes. Your
no, this one I had an Arduino.
Arduino.
Yeah, the Node. What is it called? Node MCU, I think, ESP. But it's more complicated for the younger children, so I should try to do it with the microbit, and it should work fine. But as Alan told us, for it's not going to be too many cables. That's not a good idea. Too many cables always get something in shortcuts and everything. So I don't know. I'm just thinking about how I could get it better. I saw it. I saw it on YouTube, I think, somewhere.
Okay. Any questions, Someone King? Would you like to talk something? Would you like to say something about this project? Do you do this kind of things with the kids in South Korea, or only in programming?
Yes, I think that creation is work for earlier ages. For example, elementary school student or kindergarten student can use that artifact because they like the pet or lovely creation. So that is very attractive for elementary school student or a kindergarten student. That is very cutie and funny. So it works for, yes, earlier age students. Yes.
Yes.
But in Korea, we have gender issue for boys and like the games, and girls like the dolls or animation or music movie clip. So we will try to develop the material for gender issues, about gender issues. So girl likes, girls likes the animation. So we develop same content. For example, selection or loop or sequence. That concepts are representation for about animation or game. So we developed many materials for educational material for about their gender. So we will try to that issue.
We had if I could say something, we had a debate in Sweden about sexual harassment. The hashtag Me Too. It's going very big in Sweden, and in some of the educational systems with the technology, there have been a lot of idiotic things that they said to the girls. Oh, little girl, oh, you should do like this and like that. But I think it's horrible. So I'm seeking ways to do everything for everyone, not only for the male, the kids. To the everyone should be involved in technology and programming, not only aiming for the boys. So I'm very happy to everything you could bring on. I'm very happy to see how do we get more girls into STEM or technology programming. I think that's essential. Oh, that's just a little shortcut.
Yes, you see, So King said that this is going to be for all kids, all curriculum. It's a national program, so for male and female kids, that's general programming. It would be a general plan. So I think by now it's the most inclusive way of doing something that's having a national plan, mandatory plan. How is it in Sweden?
Sorry. About the plan, or what did you mean?
I mean, if you have national plans for it, if you're including, so you can mandatory include all the children, or if you have more special or after schools programs, so and the frequency is higher for the boys, not girls. How does it happen? For example, in your classes, do you have the same quantity of male and female kids?
Yes.
How is it? What do you see?
Yeah. In the classes, it's always mixed. 50% kid, 50% boys, and 50 about. It's varying depending on what class. But in the plan it's very much about it should be equal for everyone, and the gender, it doesn't matter, and so on. But even if we have this plan, had it for years, there's only about 10-15% going up to high school and the technology program there. So why doesn't this appeal to the girls? Yes.
But it has been always like that, because when I worked as an engineer 20 years ago, I met Swedish engineers, female. They told me that they are 50 and 50. Now I saw effectively less females respect before. Do you think is what happened? Or you always been always the female has less in technology, or nothing changed?
No, I don't think it's changed. It's a little bit changing right now, but I don't think it's changed a lot. Only a small percent is changing. And I asked the kids in the class now that they are selecting the program for high school, and asked them, what are you going to do? And maybe one or maybe two girls in the class was aiming for technology program, and the other were everything else. I mean, that's a lot. So I don't know how we could do it to get 50% equal system.
I don't know. She told me that she was an old engineer woman, and she told me, no, in Sweden is so. In my idea, I imagined that Sweden more open, respect. You know, Italy, we are like Brazil, like Latin America, we are very machist. Eloisa, how do you say? Machist countries. No, we consider a female always to be under the woman, under the man. No, it's a little bit that. Sweden is a real open country.
Yes. It's very equal between the genders, so that's okay. But I mean, there's too less women going to that area, I think. So I don't know what to do. Maybe it's not my problem, but I think when the kids are about from K to K6, that they have the same interest. If you are a girl or if you are a boy, they have the same interest. Oh, look at this! Wow, it's nice, and blah blah blah. But when they are getting a little bit older, it's more, this is girl stuff and this is boy stuff. So I don't really know what to do. So give me some...
What do you think, Alan? What happens? What is your opinion about this issue?
I'm not really sure. I know here in the States, when I started working, there were a lot more women programmers than there are now. I have no idea really why that is, but I'm guessing that the workplace has not been made very friendly for women. Some of the harassment issues, but also just that women aren't treated differently, and I think they just had enough of it and gave up. I'm not sure why women are not going into the STEM field here either. I know that for the Scratch Club that I was hosting, actually I found that the girls that were in the club were in many ways a lot more creative than the boys, and did better programming. So they seem to have the skills of concentration a lot more. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I think society just has to continually encourage everyone to pursue things that are of interest to them and to encourage them. I think there's a lack of encouragement in some ways for women, and that's sad.
Interesting. So, Won King, how is it in South Korea?
It's very difficult problems about the gender in Korea. It has traditional in mind. For example, though or from Chinese, the mind. For example, we call it Yu-Gi-Oh. So in Korean people, so very strict or hard mind about the gender. So that is very difficult and important issue in Korea. So I'm a Christian, so gender issue is very critical and important factor. So I don't fully expression about the gender in English. So it's very difficult words for me. So maybe the gender issues in English freely. Yeah, maybe someday. Yeah.
The language is another problem besides the gender matter. Okay, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Anders pointed important thing, because we have a common friend called Sophie Nyaza from Cameroon, Africa. She's in our group, but she has never presented something to us yet. We are trying this, but I have been talking to her and following his work for 2 years now, I think, and she's very, very active in her country, mainly because, you know, in Africa the thing is they have other kind of problems, and you see, even in United States, that you have more money, you have more equipment, even Swedish, that is on northern countries, that this difference between genders is much less than Latin people or Asian people, because traditionally Latin people, even Portugal, Spain, and Italy, even they are in Italy, their Christian religions culture is more closed and more difficult in this matter. But you see, even Sweden, that they have not this kind of problem, or of being a Latin country or an African country, they have this difficulty, this difference. So I wonder if I could say that it's not in, for example, Sweden case, it's not a lack of opportunities for the women, for the girls. It's not lacking, it's not productive, it's not a social issue, but they just don't want after they grow up.
No.
Here in Brazil, when you make scratch with the small one, the most of them are girls. And then the same happens as they get older, they lose the interest. So I don't know.
Eloisa, non sento più.
Parla Beatrice. Parla.
No, volevo dire, Eloisa, I want to say that in Italy, 30 years ago, there was 50% in computer science study, mathematics, no? Mathematics, after computer science study. After engineering always has been very lack of women, but mathematics and computer science, usually most of teachers are female in Italy. I don't know why at a certain point something happened, and maybe the problem, the great problem is the lack of family. I mean, before we are a big family, now it's a nuclear family. So that we can't have the help of my grandmother. So for there is many females studying STEM subject, but the problem is which work they can do with STEM subject. Nothing, because usually works in a STEM subject are very imply very many hours to study and so on, many hours to work. Also, in fact, in Nigeria, I saw sometimes, but I don't remember how to find documentary. How do you say? Movie about how Nigerian people are more equality, respect developed country.
In Africa, as I have been more in contact with the people, as Adele from Tunisia and others, from Simon from Tanzania, others from Cameroon, others from many countries, different countries in Africa. It's a huge continent, and they have so many differences among them. So each country it's a lot of difference, but in general, we can say, they have not only the problem of the social aspects of gender equalities or something like that, but they have lack of opportunities because they have less money, they have very serious political problems, and so it's much more complicated. But even if you analyze these countries in Africa, they are very different, so different among them. But we can see general aspects. But there's this tendency that as the girls get older, they in general are losing the interest for STEM or computer or engineering, something like that. I can see that here in Brazil and other South American countries too. I don't know why. So I think we are about finishing it. I'd like to thank you very much for this very rich exchanges of experience and information, this very sharing among peers around the world. And I'd like to invite you for the next session when Alan's going to talk about his work, what he has been developing. And that's it. Would you like to say something to finish? We are wrapping up. Anders?
No, I have no words.
Are you happy? Did you
yes,
like the session?
Yes, I thought we were going to have a presentation for Makerspace, because I'm trying to get a Makerspace in my little town. But this conversation, it was more. I think it's lovely because we can talk like friends, and we can put up a subject, and we can talk about that subject and another subject. So, but maybe we could get into the Makerspace another day. Maybe I can present my first meeting with people on Tuesday. What do you say?
Oh, yes, Gus just sent me a message now that he had internet problem. He was with no electricity and he's only online now. So then I'm going to talk to him and we can reschedule his presentation for sure. It's very interesting what he has to present, because he started with private schools and now he's applying these ideas, this knowledge he has get from this time for indigenous communities in Mexico. So it's a totally different thing. I think it's very interesting. But we are going to reschedule. I'm sorry for that. But I think we got a lot of very, very good things today. Isn't it, Solan King?
Okay, thank you. I'm very pleased to know Alan. Yes, and his amazing work. Yes. I speak and spell out to Korean people's your words. Yeah, yeah. On my Facebook. Yeah, I will post your story. Yeah, yeah. I'm very pleased to know you. Yes, thank you.
Here.
Alan, would you like to say something, Beatrice?
Well, it was certainly a very enjoyable session. Lots of very interesting topics. I would have liked to have heard the presentation also, but next time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And Beatrice?
Thank you.
Say something.
Sorry for the problem. I hope in December we finish all. We present. I told you we present a project in the Mega Fair in Rome. A project about textile and embroiderment. Have you seen turtle stitch? Turtle stitch.
Yes, I've tried it.
Yeah, and also they try to work with a tilt brush that you can make clothes with tilt brush, and so we make a project about textile and computer science. The Makerspace. I am here, but I continuously stay in touch. Okay. But thank you very much.
Beatrice, sorry. I'd like you present us the work you did at your city with the library, at the library that I have the opportunity to visit in the beginning, and after that it all set it up, and the amazing work you did there. So please show us one day, yeah?
You know, my English is so bad. I mean,
no problem. We can understand you very well. You are very,
made.
Sei molto brava, non c'è problema.
No. Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, sorry.
Maybe after, not this Friday, but the next Friday, after the Maker Faire. Because Luca, my husband, and Martino go there. I asked Martino to show the Maker Faire to you. I mean, it could make a streaming for Maker Faire, but I don't think is too young.
Maybe you could tape it using your phone, and then in your presentation you could mention, show something about the Maker Faire, how long it has been happening every year, and then you could show the Martino's project.
So
it would be great.
8th of December, the 8th.
Yes, okay. Yes, please, please. Okay.
Please don't be passionate for my English.
That's okay. I think Alan could understand you. Could you understand her?
Yeah,
Alan?
Perfectly well. And your English is much better than my Italian.
You never studied Italian.
Okay, guys. So glad to have you today. Although we don't have what we have expected, we are always tinkering, experimenting, trying, and so we are always getting the opportunities for learning and sharing and make this link between us, among us, stranger. It's more stranger. Okay, thank you so much. See you next Friday.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
thank you. Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.